Alright, this is 12.3, which is probability and odds section, and we're going to look at problems 1, 3, 4, and 7 in here. So, number 1 is just asking about probability and odds. So it says this guy's got 44 ties, 33 he feels will go with the sport coat. So he wants to know the probability the tie will go well with the jacket. So there's 33 that will, 44 ties total. So that's 33 out of 44. And then remember, always reduce these things. I want to simplify your answer. So this reduces down to 3/4. Right. The probability that the tie will not go well with the jacket. Well, there's 33 that will go well. That means there's 11 that won't go well. So 11 out of 44. And again, reduce your probabilities. So 11/44 reduces to 1/4. All right, now the odds against the tie going well with the jacket. Remember that odds against are the probability it won't divided by the probability that it will. Or, in this case, the easiest way to do it is the number of ways it will not happen divided by the number of ways that it can happen. So if we go back to the question, odds against the number of ties that do not go with the jacket are 11. All right, or 2, sorry, once, and then with a colon. So there's 11 that won't go with it. There are 33 that will go with it. So 11 to 33, but just like before, we need to reduce these. 11 and 33 have 11 in common, so that reduces down to 1 to 3. Alright, and then odds in favor. Notice that the odds in favor are the reciprocal of odds against. So we just take this last one, 1 to 3, and flip it around, 3 to 1. But the idea is still the same. Odds in favor is the number of ties that will go, the 33, to the number of ties that will not go with the jacket, which was the difference between these 11. 33 to 11 reduces down to 3 to 1. Okay, so that's what's going on with this first problem. 3, we're picking a random card from a deck of 52 cards. We want to determine the odds against and the odds in favor of selecting a 9. Alright, the odds against selecting a 9. Remember, we're looking at odds against the number of ways the event E, selecting a 9, can't happen. Alright, so how many ways are there to not select a 9? Well, there's 4 9s, so that means there's 48 cards that are not 9s. Okay, and then the denominator here is the number of ways that E can happen. How many ways can we select a 9? There's 4. Okay, so we got 48 to 4 odds against. And remember to reduce these. These both have a 4 in common, so that'll reduce down to 12 to 1. So we got 12 to 1 odds against selecting a 9. Alright, odds in favor of selecting a 9. Same idea. We could just flip these around, 1 to 12, but also so you'll understand where the 1 and 12 are coming from. This time, we're doing odds in favor. So now this is the numerator. Number of ways that E can happen is 4. There's 4 ways we can select a 9. There's 48 ways that we don't select a 9. So now it's 4 to 48, which reduces to 1 to 12. So same thing as the last problem where we can just flip them around when we go from odds against to odds in favor. But just so you'll understand why, instead of just find odds against and flip it, this is 4 ways to 48 reduced. Alright, same thing. Card is picked from this deck of 52 cards. Going the odds against and odds in favor of selecting a red face card. Red face card. So, if we're starting off with odds against, so once again we got how many red face cards are there? Alright, there are a king, a queen, and a jack of hearts and diamonds. So that's 6 ways that we can select a red face card. So that goes down here on the bottom. Alright, and then how many ways can it not happen? How many ways do we not select a red face card? Well, there's 52 cards, 6 ways it can happen. So 52 minus 6 which is 46 ways that it can't happen. Right? 46, 6, reduce that, you're going to get divide by 2, 23 over 3. So we got 23, 23 to 3 odds against. Alright, odds in favor, same thing as before. I can just switch this around, 3 to 23. But just like before, the reason why it's 3 to 23 is we're taking this 6 and putting it up top first. The number of ways it can happen divided by the number of ways it can't happen, 46. That's odds in favor. Alright, and then the 7th question here. This one's a little bit different. It just kind of looks a little bit different, and a lot of people will look at this and think that they need to know something about football to be able to answer this question. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just saying the probability that these per team payouts is greater than 9 million. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are greater than 9 million. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that aren't. So the probability that it's greater than 9 million of these 8 is 4 out of 8. But again, remember, always simplify. So 1 out of 2. Alright. Now the odds against it being greater than 9 million. Well, remember, odds against is the number of ways that it can't happen divided by the number of ways it can happen. So if we're like randomly selecting one of these bowl games, the number of ways that we don't get a payout that's greater than 9 million is 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of ways we do get a payout that's greater than 9 million is also 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we got 4 to 4 odds, but remember, anytime these two numbers are equal, that reduces all the way down to 1 to 1. Alright, this is what a 50-50 chance looks like in odds. Right, 50-50, 1/2, and odds looks like that.